Going to be doing a video here on Trimble WM Form land forming software. So I'm going to open up that program. I'm going to start off here with a new project. I need to read in some survey data. I'm going to name that Project 85 Testing for this video. We got our field name. We'll just put in here testing as well. I'll hit next, and here's where you import your field data. You can have this sitting on your computer under a thumb drive, like I have here. This FMXE is at my thumb drive. You can grab it from Google Drive, Dropbox, wherever it is. Okay, so we need to find that data. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to my data folder, and I'm going to go to NDRIP. I'm going to go to Humber here in field 2 for this test. Alright, we're going to read this in. Coordinate system, XYZ. Distance in feet for English, like I'm used to. Next, and it is reading in that data. So here is the design type: land leveling, drainage, irrigation, sub-design. These are 4 different design types. And in subsequent videos, we're going to go through each one of them. Don't have time in the first video here to do all of them, so I'll be making more videos on how to do each one of these. Alright, so we're just going to select land leveling. There's my project name. We can change it here if we don't like what we named it before. We can hit finish, and it's going to read in the data. Alright, 33 acre field, land leveling. Okay, before I get into this, I want to show you what version that I'm on. That is 1.4.1230.1. Alright, anything different than that, the functions will be close to the same, but may not be the same as you're seeing here. Alright, first off, what I do is I take a look at my border. Alright, I make sure that it looks right. If it doesn't look right, then I will edit that border. Okay. If I have not run my border shots, there's another tool that shows up here where I can edit that border. And we select it and edit the border. Since I run border shots, we will just use what's here. Okay. The next thing is I love my satellite map. So I click Show Satellite down here in the bottom left. You see status is waiting for map request to complete. Here in just a little bit, we will see our Google Maps show up in the background. And this all depends on how fast your internet is, how quick you get a picture. Alright, first icon is just my selector tool over here in the top left. The next one is a add benchmark. If I select this thing, it pops up my paths. And I can go out here and select any one of these shots and set a benchmark. Benchmark properties. See, now I've got benchmark 1 out here. Okay. This here, erase surface points if I missed one, looks like. Add survey point. Alright, if I know I have a deep hole or something out here and I want to add a point. Okay, survey point properties. I can select the Z coordinate, the X and the Y will be auto-populated, and the Z coordinate will be populated, but if I know what that elevation is, I can hand write it in here. I just say 92.05. You hit OK, and you're going to get you a hole out there. Okay, that is a bogus. I just put that in there for showing you how to do that purposes. We're going to go hit our back button one time. To get rid of that one, we're going to hit it again, and we're going to get rid of our benchmark. Don't really want them out there. Okay. Undo, redo. Those are really cool buttons. They show up throughout the program. Okay. Snap to objects. What that is if I click that off, you no longer see the red dot show up where my tool is selecting that survey point. If I turn that thing back on, then they show up. Okay, I leave that on by default. Measure tool Come out here with my little tape measure. I want to know how far from one side to the other, okay, is, and I want to know a degree or something on that. I've got my degrees there, 181.98. I've got my horizontal distance, 1,389 feet. And then I've got a total length of 1,389. Okay, so what that does is if I want to measure my border, I can go along here and it will keep updating that border measurement, the total distance. Okay, so now I've got 2,709 feet. I come up here, 3,000, 3,200, so on. Okay, to get rid of that box, you can double click and then it will leave. You can move your cursor somewhere else, start again. That box will go away if I start again. Okay, won't stay there. Alright, now next also I can just go here in my select tool and get that. Okay, show contours. Those are 2/10 contours. I can shut them off, turn them on. I can change what they are: 1/2 foot, 2/10, 1/10, all the way down to 1/100th. If you put 1/100th on there, you won't be able to see much. But there are sometimes you have a lot of like resurvey on a field that's been leveled. You could put 1/100th on there and see your contours. Okay. If the customer has went around the field with the track hoe knocking off limbs, you can add more survey data. You'd go out there, you'd gather that data, you would bring it back in, plug the thumb drive in just like you did. You'd hit browse here, and then you would select this field. Now this benchmark, this master benchmark, has to match up. If it does not match up, you will not get very far. Okay, now it looks like I found a little bug here. No, it's not a bug. It just means that I don't have anything to add. That's what that is. Okay. Now, looks like my satellite map didn't show up. Waiting on map request to complete. It should complete. Now, if you come here and you see that your map does not match, like the map, the topo map doesn't match the Google Maps in the background, come up here and hit this button right here, refresh map satellite. And I'm having a little issue here with it coming up, but we will keep moving on with the video. Okay, by default it's going to pop you up a land leveling design or whichever design you selected. If you want something different or another field in this data set, you would come up here and select Project 85 Testing, and then right click on your mouse, hit New Field, field name, and I'll just go grab some more data. Same way we did previously. We'll just select the levee ridge. That field happens to be right there close by. Alright, this field is invalid because it has self-intersecting boundaries. We'll hit next, and it's going to keep doing that until we go fix those self-intersecting boundaries. So what we do there is we go up to Utilities, Field Boundary Editor, Browse, go to the levee ridge, select multiplane text, hit Browse, hit Next, and it should show us up where the problem is. And I had some RTK issues when I was surveying this field, so when I scroll in here we will be able to see what's going on. Alright, come up here and we'll select the boundary points. We'll select this one. I guess I just need to hit erase. Okay, that one takes away the problem. Okay, the red arrow, the red circle is where the problem is. Alright, now we need to save that, and we just need to hit Fixed Border. Okay, we'll hit Save. We'll exit out of this. Again, we'll go here to New Field, field name, next, browse. There is my fixed border text. Open, hit next, next, and here again we're selecting which design we want to use. Alright, there's my border field. Alright, for some reason my timed out request for maps has timed out. I'm not sure what is going on with that. I will have to look into that to try to figure out what the deal is with theirs. So at this point I think that's all for this video. No, let me go through some settings on our WM form setup, user setup. Okay, here's our units: area, square feet, square meters, hectares. You can change all that. Distance, international feet. Reports. You need to have this selected of where a no, that's not that particular thing is in folders. Okay, so these reports right here, they show up on your printable reports of your design. Okay, folders, here's my project folder, test, export folder to, by default this is coming in here as my E drive. Okay, materials, use cut fill ratio, is this if you don't want to calculate shrinkage or something like that. By default, level and ground, you need to have these selected. If you select them once, they'll always be selected. Here's our default contour offset. If you don't like the 2/10, you can change it. Snap to object radius, that's within 3 feet, I believe, is what that is, of the radius of the object, like on your selector, that it will select that. Initialize with black surface. You can do that if you don't like the full surface color. Okay. Measure tools, defaults, your width and your depth. This is a pad or an export dirt calculator. If you know how much the width of your road, the depth of it, you can put that in there, but it does not figure for a side slope if you like that. That's on your measuring tool in your design screen. Okay, so background image resolution, just leave it on high. Design, there's my auto calculate. I have that shut off. I just don't like it auto calculating all the time. Move co-located nodes. We'll get into that in the next video about land leveling. And then our drainage has some drainage stuff here. So, and then default color legends. You can play with this as you have time. That's just my default settings. Okay. Going to go back to Humber 2 here. Just look at for my map. Looks like I have saying down here in my bottom left status map request was not successful. So I'll need to look into why that's doing that. I think that's all for this video. I'll be doing another one on land leveling, drainage, irrigation, and sub design.